Hey guys, this is Jeremy from 78 Productions, and I am here with my friend Jackie, who
Hello.
I was actually a co-worker with, and now she's moved on to bigger and better things.
Hello.
And she's actually a social media expert. Like, quite literally, that's your title, right? What is your official title?
Not my title. Beware of people who call themselves an expert in social media.
Yeah? So what is your official title with Compassion?
I don't know that I have one. I'm a social media contractor.
There you go.
So,
Very good.
yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about social media, but I wanted to let her plug just the philosophy and mission of Compassion. So just tell us a little bit about the organization.
I work with Compassion International. We are an international child sponsorship organization. So we work in 26 countries around the world and helping release children out of poverty in Jesus' name.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I actually have my own sponsor, Papu, who lives in India.
Very cool.
And my wife is actually the one that kind of was drawn to him specifically. And when we searched, it was interesting when we went in there, and actually Compassion is actually here, so we actually got to go in the building and register. But when we went in, she does special ed. She is a special ed teacher, and so she actually said we want somebody with some kind of disability because that's where her heart is. So we're actually able to make that specification. And so he's crippled a little bit, not severely, but he's disabled. But so we were very able to specifically find someone, and instantly Papu showed up, and she's like, "Oh, that's the guy I want to."
Oh, I love that story.
So we love writing him, and it's very awesome to talk.
That's great.
So being a social media contractor, I'd like to hear just how you guys use social media to market as well as interact with people for Compassion.
Sure. Well, social media is really all about relationship building and telling a story. And so that's really our goals in everything that we do with social media. So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Flickr, we have a blog. Our blog is a big piece of what we do, and other things. So everything we do is intentional at what meets our audience's needs, what meets the kids' needs, and of course the hope in all of that is to stir hearts to get sponsorships for kids.
Yeah. And we'll definitely make sure we put all the links down below so that you can interact, especially the blog. I think that is really cool to hear the stories. I mean, you're telling me some stuff already.
Yeah.
What are some of the key things you like to talk about whenever you actually tweet or Facebook or actually put up the blogs? Like, what are some of the key aspects of the social media that you want to interact, content-wise?
You mean like topic content?
Sure, yeah, topics or even just specific aspects of the topic that you focus on. I know you guys do a lot with pictures.
We do. One of my teammates, my boss, actually is excellent with Instagram, and so he's been doing a lot with that. Pictures do draw people in more than anything else. Video, like on the blog, video will keep people on your website longer, like little tips like that. So my favorite content is the poverty related, really educating people. The things that are most popular are facts that people can forward. There are things that we say that maybe people want to say and they're just not quite sure how to say it. And so we're kind of their voice in that. And so then we get retweeted or responded to on Facebook with that. I like to do things that are fun on Facebook. So one time I did a "what is this" kind of thing, and it was a picture of a little tiny piece of squid, and people were guessing all sorts of stuff. What that was. You know. So you get creative with how you share your message and your story, and that's what I enjoy the most.
Cool.
So I can get more creative.
Yeah, I think that's also really good that you're making it very personal. Like you were saying, their stories. I think that's key to the whole Compassion idea. I know when you're at concerts, you're always holding up a photo, you're saying that person's name and where they're from, and it's not just a number that you're talking about. So I think that's always good. And even just the blog and the different aspects. I know you even said that you wanted just recently this one kid to get adopted today. Wasn't that just recent you did that?
Yeah, I did. And unfortunately, he didn't get sponsored. I think because he's a teenager and everyone falls for the little kids. But working around teenagers, the little bit that I have, and having teenage nieces and nephews, I see the vulnerability that they carry here in the U.S. So how much more vulnerable when you're living in a world of extreme poverty, and how much more valuable is it for you to get your education, be able to have an income for yourself and your family. And so that's why my heart for that kid to get sponsored was just it was a big deal. And if you read his profile, he wasn't in school, probably because he's a kid of a single mom, and he has to help make money for the household. So.
Yeah. And then one final thought, and I'm kind of springing this on you.
Yeah.
We're talking about social media strategy as a whole, so
Sure.
how to use Twitter properly, Facebook properly. Do you have any suggestion as far as a strategy for people, both individuals that maybe are bloggers or churches, or something as business related as like a coffee shop, like where we're at right now, something social media strategy wise?
Sure. Strategy-wise, something to remember that I actually struggle with, because you have a message, right, that you need to convey. You have a goal, you have something you want to sell, you have something you want to promote, but to constantly remember your audience and their needs. That everything you do is about your audience and their needs. And you have your goals and objectives, and you have to find a balance and weave those in. But when you're addressing your audience, you have to be able to trust that they're going to respond. You have to be able to trust that they will, through them knowing how much you care for them, that you value them, things like that, they will in turn become very loyal to you. They will buy more from you. They will be more invested in you and what you do. So
great.
Yeah.
Well, can you just say the Compassion website where they can find more information about children that they can possibly adopt, support, sponsor, and look into more?
Sure. Just go to compassion.com. It's right there on the homepage. Sponsor a child. You will not regret it. I'm amazed at how you can fall in love with someone you don't even know. And go to our blog, blog.compassion.com. Some great stories, and leave your comments. We really want to hear from you.
Very good. All right, so leave your guys' comments below, and love to hear from you. Thanks.
Thanks.